People often ask me about Wicked and its 3 sequels, and about the curious relationship between novels for adults that are based on novels for children. I have to admit, I don't understand entirely myself why I went down this particular yellow brick road, let's say. The Wizard of Oz is, after all, a children's film filled with singing and dancing and desperately dangerous flying monkeys. And my novels from Wicked on through Son of a Witch, A Lion Among Men, and Out of Oz have political turmoil and assassinations. They have broken hearts and sex changes. They are definitely not books that are written for children. Perhaps the reason that I decided to set my dark view of a crippled and a hobbled world in a universe that we all received in childhood is that the oldest concepts that we own are the concepts we got in childhood. We are older as children inside ourselves than we are as adults. I've only been an adult for 37 years, but I've been a child for 57 years. So to go back to the childhood material that so nourished me and delighted me as a child, and to see what is there that I now have the binocular vision to find as an adult, is deeply rewarding to me. Mind you, I didn't expect it would be rewarding to anybody else, but I've sold about 5 million copies of the Wicked Years books now, or 6 or 7. So I accidentally stumbled into, I think, a mental process that a lot of people rely on, to take what they knew and loved and understood in childhood, or found mysterious, and to examine it again as adults. So the issue is how to stay focused on a single storyline, how to keep yourself working, and also how to keep yourself from getting distracted. I have 2 cues or clues for you. One is to live in an apartment that has kitchen cabinets, and the second is to live in an apartment that has a door. The kitchen cabinets are very important for organization, because if you keep a stack of stickies with you, then as the slightest shred of an idea comes, you can write it down. It might only be a beautiful word. You write it down, you put it on the kitchen cabinet so that while you're slicing your carrots for your vegetarian dinner, that word will be there with you. It isn't interrupting the flow of what you need to do, but it will be there with you. Little by little, the kitchen cabinets will come to organize your whole story for you. They will be a mobile storyboard, and if guests are coming over, you can just rip all the stickies off so they won't know what you're doing. That's the importance of kitchen cabinets in the development of a story through line, as it were. Sometimes what is down is an image, sometimes it's a word, but sometimes it's a plot point. She leaves her husband, cabinet 4. You may not know why, but eventually it'll have something to do with, carrot, cabinet 2. But, so that's the cabinets theory of story management. The door theory of story management is when you are done cooking, when you are done eating, when you think I've gone as far with these stickies as I can, go for a walk. You do not need to think about your work while you are walking, but when you come back, you will find that that mere effort of movement, of being mobile, and of reminding yourself that there is a world outside the world in your head will inevitably have moved your work just one notch further on, and you will find yourself able to look at those notes on the kitchen cabinets once again and see a relationship among what you have already put there, and maybe find some new stickies to put up again, and then you will be ready to move on. We all can be like one of those automatic vacuum cleaners that is supposed to go all around the room but begins to nudge itself accidentally into a corner and can't turn around. And writing is quite a bit like that. You've walked forward into a corner and you don't know how to get out. This doesn't happen to me very often, I have to admit, but it can happen. And when it does, I've mentioned the importance of walking, getting a little bit of exercise, getting out of the room in which you're working. I also think it's important to ask yourself questions as you might before you go to sleep. Say, why did she leave her husband? I can't figure out a good reason. Why? And send the message to the deposit library, and while you're asleep, your retrieval system may well come up with exactly the right reason and may come back to you. And in the morning, it won't go ching, like a cell phone. But when you sit down to write, you might find actually your subconscious has been hard at work all the time that you were asleep. I do this quite often. sometimes almost every night. I work through a plot step by step by step at night. It's cheap labor. They don't charge anything. They can sleep on the job even, but they do supply, that labor of your memory system does supply the material to work with. But the final suggestion I have for anybody who's blocked into a corner and can't back up, can't get out, is to go to a bookshelf with poetry volumes upon it and take down a poet that is not a poet with whom you feel comfortable. Take down a symbolist, let's say, if you don't like symbols or if you can't get it. Take down Baudelaire if you find Baudelaire a little creepy and sinister. Take down Wallace Stevens, especially if you think Wallace Stevens is too intellectual for you. Read the poetry aloud. The simple juxtaposition of words you have not expected to encounter in those forms will be enough. You'll go back and you'll see the vacuum cleaner has backed up 3 inches. I do this all the time. I don't need to understand the poem. I need to have my psyche slapped around a little bit by somebody else's nerve and precision and curiosity.